ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The government secondary school's basketball season scheduled to resume on Wednesday, but as it stands right now, that may not happen.
We started in November of last year. Our season so far has been very exciting, but we had some incidents, situation with the outsiders coming to the gym and causing some problems. We had a stabbing outside. We also had some rocks thrown at some person's cars. We have some buses couldn't leave the gym due to, I guess, gang members in the area. And so it posed a problem, and for safety, we try to get this sorted out before we start our season. We try to make our event family-oriented. And, people bringing their kids and, mom and dad come to the gym and they want to feel safe. They're not feeling safe anymore. And so it's going to have an effect on our admission, in terms of us making funds at the door, because persons feel that they're not unsafe when it comes to those games. So we try our best to work along with the Commissioner of Education and also the Commissioner. Letter sent to him. It's waiting for him to respond to us and say our best they could assist us with police presence at our gyms. Track and field approaching in February, and if, another setback will be very, very bad for us. And so we're hoping that we get this thing sorted out quickly as possible.
The Sunland Stingers senior boys basketball team closing out their tour of Central Florida over the weekend, winning the Round Ball Classic. The Stingers now turning their attention to the high school season in Grand Bahama. DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns back on the hardwood last night at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Suns with the lead after one, but they were outscored 69-46 in the next two quarters, and despite a rally in the fourth, it was too little too late. Suns fall 121-114. DeAndre 7 of 14 from the field, 14 points and 12 rebounds in 32 minutes. The Suns playing again tomorrow against Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings. Talking about Buddy and the Kings, before they face DeAndre and the Suns, they have a matchup tonight with the Golden State Warriors. The Kings coming off a loss to Buddy's former team, the New Orleans Pelicans, on Saturday. Sacramento has lost 8 of his last 9 games. And Buddy says in order to be more consistent, they need to cut down on the turnovers.
Mishandling the ball, when guys cutting, you try to pass to them and they misunderstanding and stuff like misreads.
On to the college hardwood now. Phil McKenzie and the Houston Baptist Huskies going down yesterday to Northwestern State 106-79. McKenzie finishing up with 6 points and 9 rebounds. Also over the weekend, Godfrey Roll and Southwest Baptist in the win column, upsetting the 12th-ranked team in NCAA Division II, Southern Indiana, 71-69. Roll a game-high 20 points in 32 minutes. Coach Jolette McPhee-McQuinn and the Ole Miss Running Rebels women's basketball team back on the floor tonight on the road against the Texas A&M Aggies. The Rebels opened SEC play last week with a loss to Georgia.
With this new rule, if you want to watch film with them, it has to be in a 4-hour block. Well, with a team like that, us that's so young, we need to spend time with each other. We need to grow. And so as coaches, we've really been pouring into them a lot about character stuff, off-the-court stuff, competitive stuff. Like we're reading a new book. We're spending a lot of time with each other, and the young ladies are finding themselves. And I know that probably sounds kind of corny, but that's what we're doing, and it works. I just got to keep us fighting because, like I said, it's the jungle in the SEC. So it's not going to get easier. When I was in A-Sun, I had an easy game here and there, but now we got Texas A&M with a WNBA first round, probably number 1 player that we're playing next. So we're going to have to scheme against her as well.
So far this season, Coach Yo has compared her team to a crock pot. She explains exactly what that means.
It takes a while. You put it on in the morning, and you go to work, and you come back, and then voila, you have a great dish. But if you just throw something in the pan, it doesn't have that seasoning, that moisture. And so that's the season for us. You can't expect us to just jump and be good right now. It's a crock pot. So I don't know when we're going to win, but I think that it's going to happen. But I have to wait until the season is just right. And so we've learned how to play hard, and then we're going to do a couple other things, and we're going to watch film, and soon we'll be able to have a good meal.
Don't Blink Weekend 2020, all history now. It all started with the kids' baseball clinic on Friday.
Pitching drills, a couple infield drills, a couple base running drills. One of the main drills is like just getting ready to feel the ground ball, getting in the set position to feel the ground ball, running bases, cutting corners. And pitching, just working on mechanics, hitting, just driving the ball up the middle. If you learn that at an early age, that means like when you get older, you just already know what you're doing. Like you really don't need that much of polishing when you get to the professional level. Our little leagues was more like straight competition and just straight raw talent instead of like someone helping us polish what we have already. It wasn't like camps or anything. You just go, you practice, you play. That was it. And that's how we got to where we were at. But now it's like, you know how to polish things up now. Like when something's wrong, when everything's wrong, and the fundamentals already. So you could just go and start from there again. So I feel like this is a good thing for all the kids to learn, that they have to learn from the beginning instead of trying to just jump into hitting home runs and stuff like that.
Saturday was all about the home run derby on the Montague foreshore. Team Todd Isaacs looking to repeat as champions, but this day belonged to Team Lucius Fox, who came through for the win. At the end of the day, it was all about promoting the sport here in the Bahamas.
You don't normally get everyone in one place. Guys are all over the place during the year, but to get all the guys back in one place at one time, to hit in a home run derby to represent their country, that's an amazing feeling.
The Bull Reg Class C regatta closing out over the weekend in Georgetown, Exuma. It came down to the third series race to determine a champion, and the legend himself, Leslie Buzzy Rolls, skippering Ms. Rowie to a win in that final series race to wrap up the overall championship. Termite 4 points back in second, Golden Girl finishing third, fourth was the Thunderbird, fifth Fugitive, 6th By Gully, 7th Bull Reg, 8th Warrior, 9th was Keep Your Eyes on Him, 10th Hog Tusk, and Queen rounding out the table in 11th. And that will do it for sports. Check on weather up next.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.